right, get ready, San Diego, here to 6 a.m. on this Monday, this President's Day Monday. Hopefully you have it off here and don't have to be out on the roads because it's going to be coming down here soon. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. This morning, San Diego bracing for a big storm. It's headed our way. Heavy rain and wind gusts coming with this one.
We do have team coverage for you this morning. Jenny Day checking on flood-prone parts of San Diego. But, of course, we want to begin with meteorologist Evan Ronnie. Evan, when can we expect those first drops to arrive?
It looks like 9-10 a.m. seems to be the starting time with the lighter showers around then. And then closer to 1 p.m., we're going to get a more impactful, heavier wave of moisture that will arrive. That's kind of the main event, is about 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Earlier this morning, I was saying when you're dropping the kids off at school, that's probably not happening today since it is President's Day. However, whatever outdoor plans you have with the family in lieu of going to school should be attended to, considering that rain is on the way. So between now and 9, we're dry for the most part. There are those scattered showers right around the LA area moving in our direction, but we are more concerned about that darker band that's traveling south with a yellow and orange. That's where we're going to start to see the moderate to heavy rain come down. That's when that rain is at 100% chance, 2 p.m. there. But as you see, between about 10 a.m. and noon, we're just climbing from 50% to 90%. That rain will stay active through sunset tonight. Tomorrow, we should get a little bit of a break during the daytime hours from a lot of that rain. Just some light scattered showers expected through Tuesday, but otherwise not all that active. And then another storm arrives Wednesday and Thursday. Once this current storm passes through, we'll be able to understand what Wednesday and Thursday look like a little better. Vanessa Paz is checking in on traffic on our Monday. Good morning.
Good morning. So here's the deal. It's pretty dry right now. In fact, bone dry across our freeways. But as Evan mentioned, in just a few hours, it'll start to pick up. The good news is dry and it's quiet because a lot of people have the day off due to President's Day. So things are looking fairly light. If you have to work today or go anywhere and get there on time, it looks like you're in pretty good shape across our major freeways. This is a 78 in both directions right at Nordal up in the North County. As we take a look at speeds, again, not much to talk about. I just looked on the CAD and there was only one alert, which were the winds that were set to take place later on this morning. But other than that, we are at average speeds, about 75 miles per hour coming in from the South Bay. Same deal if you're coming in from the North County, and no major issues traveling out of the East County, both on the 52 as well as the 8 freeway. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Vanessa. Our team coverage now continuing. We do want to check in with CBS 8's Jenny Day.
Yeah, live in Fashion Valley, an area that's prone to flooding, right. Jenny.
No doubt about it. So at some point, you can be sure much of this area will be underwater. We've seen it before. It's likely to happen again. So this warning also goes for your flood-prone areas as well today. We do still have several hours to prepare. So if you need to get sandbags or even just turning off those sprinklers can make a really big difference, again, ahead of this storm. So our long stretch of 80 degrees is now behind us. We are expecting that rainfall for a couple of days here. It never really rains all day long, but it will be a good amount for us. The county is once again providing free sand and sandbags. We do have a long list of those locations on CBS8.com. City crews also spent the weekend clearing storm channels and drains, all to help minimize this flooding. They are targeting trouble spots known for debris and vegetation buildup and sweeping streets to keep trash out of waterways during the storm. Once again, do the same for your home. Make sure those drains are clear, trash can lids are tight so that nothing is getting in the way. The city of San Diego also wants us to remind you to use the Get It Done app to report flooding, potholes, and broken streetlights. You can report downed electrical and gas lines right to San Diego Gas and Electric, and never walk or drive through flooded areas. They say even just a foot of moving water can sweep a car off the road. And you can also sign up for alerts, San Diego notifications as well. So in addition to Mission Valley here, you know it, the city says Sereno Valley and Southcrest have also been identified by FEMA as being more at risk for flooding. We have seen it before. There have been improvements, so hopefully you and yours stay safe and dry. We are told during the storm, the city will monitor the more than 46,000 storm drains citywide. So as we have said, many of you thankfully have the day off of work and school. So hopefully you can just kind of hunker down and enjoy it. We're expecting these winds to pick up in the next hour. The waves at the beach are going to be incredibly impressive. Finally getting that snowpack in the mountains. And then, yeah, where we are expecting that rain to start coming down around 10 a.m. So keep it here for developments. We're reporting near Fashion Valley. Jenny Day, CBS 8.
Yeah, we want to make sure you stay safe out on the roads in the rain. Turn your headlights on if it's actively raining. Don't slam on the brakes if you do start to hydroplane. Simply let go of the gas, keep the car straight. Before leaving, make sure your tires have adequate tread. And of course, slow down. Leave more room between you and other drivers. It's been a little bit since we've had some rain, so some good real reminders for you.
And a quick reminder for the latest weather conditions and alerts on the go. Be sure to download our free CBS 8 app. If you don't have it yet, you'll find it right there on Google Play or your Apple App Store. And now let's get you caught up on some other top headlines this morning. One man is under arrest, accused of fatally stabbing another man on a downtown sidewalk. San Diego police say officers found the victim just before 9:30 Saturday night near 8th Avenue and C Street. The victim, a man in his 40s, died at the scene. Officers say the suspect, identified as 34-year-old Grant Parker, ran into a nearby apartment and tried to start a fire before being taken into custody. The victim's name has not been released, and police have not yet said what led to the stabbing. And now to the partial government shutdown. It's entering its third day here, with Democrats and Republicans still divided over funding for the Department of Homeland Security and immigration enforcement.
Let's check in with CBS 8's Chris Grow in studio here with more on where things stand. What's being impacted by all this here, Chris?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Look, as of now, everything appears to be running fine. TSA is one of the DHS departments impacted by the funding halt. So if you came to San Diego for the long weekend, you have an extended stay, or if you have any trips planned soon out of San Diego, you'll want to monitor the situation, as checkpoint agents are now no longer promised a paycheck. We reached out to the San Diego International Airport last night to ask them, hey, look, have you had any call outs, any impact to lines so far? They have not gotten back to us just yet. We haven't heard back, but we'll continue to monitor that. We're also going to continue to work for you to get the latest out of D.C. about why this is happening. Democrats, of course, refusing to fund the Department of Homeland Security, to give those votes to Republicans for that funding bill, which oversees agencies like the TSA, FEMA, and the U.S. Coast Guard. And the reason why they're refusing is because they are demanding reforms at ICE, including banning face coverings for agents, requiring officers to display ID, and to wear body cameras. President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, defended the administration, including their decision to remove agents from Minnesota. We also heard from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries over the weekend. Let's take a listen to both him and Homan now.
Judicial warrants should be required before ICE agents can storm private property or rip everyday Americans out of their homes.
Congress themselves wrote the Immigration Nationality Act that gave power on administrative warrant. We already removed well over 1,000 people, and as of Monday or Tuesday, we'll remove several hundred more.
Now, Congress is in recess until February 23rd. If they don't get something done quickly, federal employees impacted could miss their first paycheck on March 3rd. Netta?
All right. Thank you very much, Chris, for the update. A reminder, today is the President's Day holiday, so a lot of places will be closed. That includes city, county, federal offices. You may be off today. Courts and public libraries will also be closed, as well as most schools, banks, and animal shelters. Public transit will run on a Saturday schedule. So it's good that today's an off day for a lot of students, especially. You don't have to worry about the commute in the rain as much.
Right. Maybe fewer drivers out on the roads because that rain's going to be coming down here shortly.
I mean, it can be good and it can be bad, because also when we have days off of school, we tend to see a lot of people out and about exploring the city, doing things they wouldn't normally do. So please, while in the process, stay safe. If you have outdoor plans, factor in that after about 10 a.m., they could be rather wet and rather windy. It is starting to get very breezy out there. We have already seen that our rain chances are up to about 100% for today, meaning it's surefire. Roads are not quite yet wet. However, that rain is going to start up again 9-10 a.m. We see that chance drop down by tomorrow. Tomorrow will not be as active of a day. We have early morning showers that will start up between late tonight and early tomorrow, and that's when we see the most intense activity. Once the sun comes up tomorrow, sunrise to sundown Tuesday, it's going to be mostly dry, but we will still have a few sprinkles to watch for. Wednesday and Thursday, that chance for rain starts to climb once again. So this is what we're talking about. The dark green and yellow are where we see the most intense bouts of rain for us. That's going to be toward the afternoon and evening here in San Diego. Tomorrow, we get that wave that comes through around 4 a.m., and then we are dry, or at least seeing the much lighter green tones in play all the way through the day. By the time we get to late Tuesday night into early Wednesday, another wave comes to us. You see scattered in the mix some pink and purple tones. Those are either rain-snow mixtures or just snow. And that means that our highest elevations could pick up on a dusting in San Diego County. Otherwise, up in San Bernardino, Riverside County, those highest elevations are expected to see many inches of snow. Wind advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. for us. It expires, and then tomorrow we'll have another one that takes effect. There's the pink. Winter storm warnings. Above 5,500 feet, 4 to 8 inches. Above 6,000 feet could get upwards of a foot. And then above 7,500 feet, we're anticipating upwards of 2 feet of snow. So it is going to be not only wet for us in San Diego, but very snowy up toward our highest elevations. 5-day forecast here shows that we'll get a little bit of a boost on temperatures by Tuesday. Temperatures sink down, and that rain starts to subside by the time we get to Friday. But otherwise, Wednesday and Thursday look to be more active days for us. Vanessa Paz is standing by, checking in on traffic.
Whew, looks like a juicy forecast. Here's the deal. It's bone dry out there, folks. We know that it's a federal holiday. And again, things are fairly quiet. Not much to talk about across our major freeways, which is good news if you're like us and you got to work or get somewhere on time. It looks like the drives are in your favor. 70-mile-per-hour speeds. This is what it looks like as folks travel towards Kearney Mesa, coming in from Mission Valley, passing Murray Ridge. Let's go ahead and switch gears, see what's happening in the East County. This is a large view of the 52. It looks like a frozen shot, but you get the deal. Fairly quiet. You can count the amount of cars on the road. And this is 78 coming in from Escondido as you make your way towards San Marcos this morning. All right, travel times are all in the greens, what we like to see. Green, always good. 10 to 15 minutes to get you northbound in from the South Bay. That's out of San Isidro and National City. Here are those drives coming in from the East County, about 3 to 6 minutes headed westbound. So again, you can expect travel times like this throughout the morning, with the exception of the rain that could cause, again, slick roads leading to crashes. So just make sure that you're planning ahead if you're headed out the door later on this morning. About 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, if you're traveling southbound, coming in from the North County Oceanside to Encinitas, 11 minutes. Same deal coming inbound from Escondido, full span of the 78, about 15 at last check. All right, 6:12, let's go ahead and see what those border wait times look like. 40 minutes, look at that. That's my gift to you this Monday, in from San Isidro's port of entry, and about an hour and a half if you're coming in across from Otay Mesa. That's at last check. Back to you guys.
All right, Vanessa, thank you for that. Today show host Savannah Guthrie posts a new video pleading for the return of her mother, Nancy.
Coming up here, the new details on the investigation into her disappearance and the search that has now entered its 3rd week.